is allowed to have constitutionally, and that which they're saying they should be withdrawn as a result of the, I don't know if it's a premonition, that he is funding a monthly pension equal to 80% of the current president's salary, a lump sum payment equal to 1 year salary for each term served as president, an entertainment allowance equal to 15% of the serving president's salary, a housing allowance equal to 23% of the serving president's salary, a fuel allowance equal to 15% of the serving president's salary, allowances for electricity, water and telephone, full medical cover including overseas treatment for the retired president's spouse and eligible children, a fully furnished and maintained office space provided by the government, 2 saloon cars replaced every 3 years, 2 four-wheel drive vehicles replaced every 3 years, government paid vehicle maintenance, security personnel and staff support, access to VIP airport lounges, diplomatic passport for the retired president and spouse. Senator Chirarge of Nandi County came out the other day and said, you know what, I'm going to push a motion so that these things can be removed on the back that he may or may not be funding or supporting certain political initiatives. Is there a problem with his doing that if he actually is?
Thank you. First of all, in the interest of disclosure, allow me to disclose that I am a member of the Orange Democratic Movement, and I serve in the Strategic Planning Committee, and I also advise this government, the broad-based government.
Okay.
That disclosure is very important. Number 2, what you have read to us is the provision of Section 4 of the Presidential Retirement Benefit Act that provides for what benefits that the retired president or deputy president, if you like, shall benefit from as a statutory privilege. Number 3, I want to start my argument from the constitutional provision under the Bill of Rights, Article 38. Article 38 provides that every person has a right to participate in political activities, to participate in the formation of political party and enhance its activities. That right is not an absolute right. However, it is a right that you cannot deny anyone, including a retired president.
Okay.
So let's proceed.
All right.
Now, President Uhuru Kenyatta is a former president and therefore qualifies to benefit from the provisions of Section 4 of the Presidential Retirement Benefit Act, as you have articulated. But that act in Section 6 also gives us the roles of a retired president. And 6.1 says, a retired president shall perform the role of consultative and advisory to the government and to the people of Kenya. Now, here we are. The president has been accused, the former president has been accused of funding political activities, doing so many things. In that act also, it says the president, retired president, shall not hold office in a political party. My good friend DPL has told us that President Uhuru Kenyatta is the party leader of Jubilee, and therefore he holds office. Remember the act says that a retired president should not. However, I started from the Bill of Rights, the Constitution, which is supreme to any other law. And therefore, my argument is there's nothing wrong with President Kenyatta doing all these things. But the question is political. There's a tension between the constitutional rights and statutory privileges. Chirarge, in his motion, and I've read that motion, he suggests that because of all these things, and he quotes a side section of the Retirement Benefit Act, Section 6, that prohibits a retired president from actively participating in political activities. For sure, President Uhuru Kenyatta has been actively participating. But what is my argument? My argument is that the drafters of this constitution were aware that a president is a politician. And therefore, it would be very difficult to separate the president, the person, and the president politician after ceasing to hold office as the president.
Okay.
So that is a right that you cannot deny anyone, including President William Ruto. You will not deny him that right. However, how do you control the fact that the statutory privileges given to the president, a retired president, can be abused to the extent that those services can be used to advance a political activity that is against the government of the day?
Who decides,
that is the argument.
Who decides if it's an abuse and to what degree this could be? Who decides? Is it if it rubs me the wrong way as a politician and I wake up one morning and say, okay, well, this rubs me the wrong way and it is an abuse? Who decides it's an abuse?
You see, the issue is not who decides. The issue is the interpretation.
By who?
How does the court interpret? Remember now, I'm aware that there are people, I think, they're either file or they're planning to file to stop that motion. So it is the court to interpret the statutory privileges versus the constitutional right. In my argument, I've always argued that any person, as Article 38 says, is entitled to those political rights. You cannot. And what I am struggling with as a politician is that how do we ensure that those statutory privileges, remember, President Kenyatta never stopped being president. And I'll explain. Because look at the benefits. They are hefty. He is entitled to at least 2 or 3 personal assistants, a chef, 3 cars of his choice, which are replaceable every
2 cars
3 years.
of 2 different kinds of
Yes,
whatever every 3 years.
3,000 cc.
Yeah.
Those are big cars. They're not small cars like mine. 3, this is a person that has got constant security. Protection. So this is a president that is not only sitting in State House, but walking around and enjoying his retirement. So you cannot differentiate him. If he was to walk in here, actually he would walk in as a president because he enjoys those privileges. So my argument has been, as we go about our politics, how do we ensure that such people who have been privileged enough to be president and are protected by law, statutory and the constitution, do not abuse the powers and privilege they are given? My party has accused President Kenyatta of funding a faction within our party. Those are allegations. But I have listened to President Kenyatta. He was put on a speaker in some function, I think in Kajiado. And he made, pardon? Narok. Yeah, Narok, sorry. And he made certain political pronouncement in support of his candidate, Dr. Fred Matiang'i. And he told his people that they should advance the ideals of the party. So ideally, President Kenyatta is actively involved in political parties. The statute that you read to me prohibits a retired president from actively participating in political activities or even holding a political office. But the Constitution grants him those provisions. But we know the Constitution is the supreme law. So any other law is subservient to the Constitution. So I don't want to argue to that level. My argument now comes to political. It's not legal now. I am saying the role of the president in Section 6 of advisory and consultative of a retired president is more important to me as a Kenyan than his participation in politics. His participation in politics is his right. His personal decision. But how about if we had a retired president who is consultative, who is advising the people, who is advising the current government? Because when he took oath of office, that oath of office, even if you exit office, it goes with you to your grave. You took oath of office to defend your country, to defend your people, to protect them. He is still a Kenyan. I would want to see a retired president in the name of President Kenyatta doing exactly that, consultative and advisory role, so that all these challenges that we have as a country, he can also offer solution. So these allegations, though they have not been substantiated, but they are allegations that politically would be perceived to be true.
I mean, Manje, I want to look at, if you look at